Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. Back at it again. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. I'm a 90s head. I love my 90s hip-hop. You know how I do. Oh, I see my man popping in the back. Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, we got a big show for you today. I am joined by a special guest. Stirls for the girls, for my man, representing cover one. I had to bring my mans on. We got things to talk about. Cole Beasley has been given permission to seek a trade. How about that? We've talked about this before. We mentioned, our coach. He likes to beat around the bush. He likes to tell people, be accountable, but he doesn't want to be accountable for them 13 seconds. I brought this up a couple weeks ago, but y'all were telling me to let it go. No, I'm not letting it go because apparently some of the players are not letting it go. We're going to talk about that slightly. And then we're going to get into it about the P.O.P. process or problem. Who is part of the problem and who's part of the process? But I can't do this by myself. I need my friend to come help me out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring on my man. Stirls for the girls. Sterling. What's happening, bro? You're muted. You got you. Hold on. You're muted, man. You got to unmute yourself.
That's me. What's up? What's good?
That's good, man. Listen, folks, welcome to another edition, man. And I couldn't do this by myself, man. So I had to bring my guy, Stirls for the girls, and we in this bitch. Let's go. So, folks, welcome. Stirls, how are you, man? How's everything? How's life? How's the scout business? What's happening, man?
Bro, it's it's a business, man. It's going, always you gotta stay grinding, man. Always checking stuff out. Learn about these prospects, man. It's fun, you know how it is.
We know how it is, and we're gonna get into it. By the way, we got to start off with the show with a banger, and we got my man, Blind Man Stone. Welcome to the Bing Squad, my G. Bing, biggity, bing. Let's go. So let me just start by saying this. It stirs like I got business to take care of, so I got to. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I have been suspended off of Twitter. I haven't been able to tweet. I haven't been able to do anything because somebody made a stupid comment. It was a Wheel of Fortune, and this guy. The thing was feather in your cap. And he's asking for every letter under the freaking stars that doesn't have anything to do with this. I said, yo, somebody slap this dumb fool. And Twitter says, you're being abusive and negative. You're banned for 7 days. I said, damn, they got me. So I can't tweet. I can't do nothing. I can't even promote what I want to promote. So ladies and gentlemen, we are very proud. Let me tell you this. We've been sitting on this for a long time. We are very proud to present to you our official BF app. And it's the BF GM Simulator. You are the GM. Now, we play this all the time, right? Let's cut this guy. Let's cut this guy. We can sign that guy. Well, we haven't really had something that's out there that can really, truly give you that feel for your team alone. So guess what? The BF Simulator is here. And I mean, I could talk about it all I want, but I'd rather show you guys. So if you hang tight, let me give you guys a clip of what is happening with BF. Check this out.
Overdrive.
Let's effing go. We've been waiting for this for such a long time, and it's dope. And we have gotten such a great reaction from a lot of folks. And listen, we were nervous because we know how people are. People are, you put something new out there. This is some trash. This isn't that app. We've been getting a lot of love, and we appreciate it. If you haven't downloaded this app, BF Network, Google Play Store, go to the App Store, get yourself that app, and you become the GM. Now, here's the thing. We already give you guys the goods. Who's free agent? Who's the guy that we need to sign? And we give you the cap. So I've been getting messages talking about people like, yo, this is harder than I thought. I want to keep this guy, but I want to release this guy. But you are the GM. Go ahead and download that app. It is fun, and we've been loving the feedback we've been getting. Nothing's perfect. If you guys see something that we could improve, let us know. Appreciate y'all. It's the BF Network app. Go ahead and download that and get to the business. Now, business aside, my man, Stirls for the girls. Appreciate you having me on, man. So let's get right into it. I got a topic to bring up. All right. And it's Tyler Dunne and his salacious article out there. People are talking about it. And he had some things to get off his chest on his own opinion. And he's got some people along the way that have anonymously giving him some information. All right. Whether some people want to believe it, but Tyler Dunne is a guy that's he's known in these streets to talk to players. So pretty much what's happening is this, folks. We've been asking to see what happened with these 13 seconds, and everybody wants to say, "Get over it." No, we're not getting over it because it's a topic of conversation. Now, Stirls, are you over it, or are you? Because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago, and I was saying, guys, should we be over it, or should we be having an explanation? Shouldn't somebody be talking to us and saying, all right, here's what happened, guys. Here's how we screwed up. Not pointing fingers, but it was a blah, blah, blah. But all we're getting is it was an execution issue. It's my fault. But we need more. Do you agree, or we should just let it go?
Man, we got to let it go. And that's unpopular because we lost the game and we can't go back and play it. You know what I'm saying? And, we're talking about process. McDermott is all about the process, but I'm not excusing what happened in the last 13 seconds. We were frustrated with him after year one.
Yes.
When he was so conservative, right? And we saw him progress and grow and so forth. This is the same thing where he has to get better in crunch time. That's a narrative now. That's a fair narrative about McDermott, that they have to get better in coaching, X's and O's, execution when it matters the most. And they've shown that they haven't been great at it.
Is McDermott, and it's tough to say because it's not this type of hot seat, but would you say McDermott is on a playoff hot seat? Can you say that? Can I even say that? Is he on a hot seat, warm seat? Or should I not even bother that? Because I have my theory on warm hot seat. But I want your thoughts before I jump into mine.
Man, okay, first of all, the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. That's facts. That's facts.
I believe
it. So it's like, it's like, how much destruction do you want to do? Are you going to let yourself sleep at night going over this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years, whether McDermott can execute in the crunch time, because Josh Allen is just that good. I mean, what he's proven in the playoffs so far, he's extraordinary. So they just have to keep him in pieces. But there is a piece of that. It takes a village, and McDermott is the head of the ship. And he's a young head coach, whether we like it or not. He's one of the better young head coaches in the league, but he's got some growth to do, and it's all right. He's got some growth.
I will say, I'm on the opposite side because I feel, especially because this new stadium's coming in, right? And the rumors are out there that $1 billion of those funds is coming from the public, the people that support the team, the Buffalo Bills. We put money in this thing. I need an explanation. I need to know what happened. We'll get over it. There's so many things like, you and your lady get into a fight, talk about it right now. Get it out of the way so we can move on. But if I say nothing and I'm staring at you in the face and the elephant is in the room and you're like, and I ain't gonna say, listen, I need answers. I need something to give to get me through this. And some people are like that. I'm somewhat like that. I need something where you'd be like, you know what? If he just came out and said, yo, I effed up because the rumor is he said, kick it through the end zone, while the others were like, squib that thing. He's like, no, kick that through the end zone. So tell people it was my fault. The thought was to kick it, to squib it, but I made the decision to kick it through the end zone. Fini, we're done. We ain't talking about it, but nobody's mentioning it. Now we're starting to hear the whispers, and now it's brought back up. We could have deaded that thing 3 weeks ago, but now it's coming back up now. Now people have things to say. People are going to be released. People are going to, so it begs to it. Now I'm over it. Because I have my own theory. Yeah. I think somebody messed up. Obviously, somebody did mess up. And it was McDermott. So just say it. I messed up. I said, kick it through the end zone. Done. We roast you for a week or so, and then we're done. Because I feel like we wasted Josh Allen's immaculate playoff run. I'm telling you, it could have kept going. We could have took the Bengals, and we could have took the Rams. I don't care if they had Aaron Donald or not. But like you said, we are where we are. Get over it. We're going to win it in the next 3 years anyway. It's something we learn from. But aren't you tired of hearing, we're going to learn from this? We're going to watch the tape. Yo, it comes to the point where like, yo, enough of that crap, man. Give me something else.
Hey, it does get tiring, especially during the season, man. Like I was just like, bro, like I need somebody's head on a platter. I need my pound of flesh. I get it. No, I get it, man. But you know, it's like this, man. You talk about relationships, you know, like when you're arguing, right? And it's like you kind of let it go for a while, and then you're like, damn, I shouldn't even been that mad.
Hey.
Well, after a little time to think about it, to reflect, you're like, man, damn, I shouldn't even been that mad. So this is one of them situations, man. It's like, yo, hey, that 13 seconds, dude. My son was crying. You know, and this is what I said, dude. I was like, I told myself, I was like, you know what, man? I said, son, this is what it's like being a Bills fan. Get used to
it. You know what? It's almost funny to say that, but in another way, it's like my daughters are all they know are Bills winning. That's another flip side of looking at it, right? Your son has seen some good things the last few years. So it's always like, so McDermott has a great team. He's a good coach. I love McDermott. I'm a fan of McDermott. But yo, stop dancing around stuff, man. Just be straight. Just say it. Brandon Beane, he doesn't dance. He tells you like it is, and you move out and you respect that. But we are done. I just want to bring that up. Shout out to Tyler Dunne that's put out a nice article. He's getting some good buzz. And I hope that he continues to get that success going for him. Now, we're going to talk about some other things around the league, my man. How do you feel about Amari Cooper potentially? Actually, there's chances he's owed, $20 million. And they're like, See, these are the problems with these big, huge contracts. You give these contracts and you expect your team to have success within that 3-year where it's manageable. And then the big money, the back end of that deal starts to kick in, and now decisions got to be made. Amari Cooper, where do you see this guy going?
Man, you know, hey, Amari Cooper can still play, man. He doesn't have to be top dog in this offense. I think it would be great. It's one of those things where
in this offense, you said.
In this offense.
Oh,
in this offense. That's what I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying.
To me now.
Look, man. Look, Duke is still ball, man. And you know, his route running is exceptional. He doesn't have to be the top dog, so you don't have to he doesn't need 10 targets a game. Give him 5 or 6 targets a game and let him work. That's 70 yards based off his statistical output. 70 yards a touchdown. I mean, Amari Cooper's still good. He's still good.
Do you think it'd be a good fit for Bills to get Amari Cooper, or is it necessary?
Is it necessary? I mean, you could go to the draft to get somebody. It'd be way cheaper on a rookie deal. But if you want that veteran presence, I mean, hell, Brandon Beane gonna call him. You know, Brandon Beane's gonna call him and say, "Hey, how much?" He's gonna be like, "How much you want? What 10 mil? Nah, player, we can't do you like that.
We can't. And you know what? Here's the thing, man. Because of what Allen's been doing the last 2 years, we'll call it 2.5, if you will, because he came on the second year strong, third year balled out, fourth year came. A lot of teams are watching. A lot of players are watching. Free agency is a thing that's going to be coming up shortly. And we got some guys on our team right now that, you know what I mean, begs to have a conversation about. So we're going to get right into it. It's the process or problem. We got some guys on our team, right? First, let's get right into it, man. Cole Beasley. Dead cap, $1.5 million. We're going to eat that. Pause. And then you save $6.1 million by releasing him or trading him. Are you on the end of like, man, let's just keep him, man? $6 million is nothing. He's such an integral part of this offense. Just give the man what he's looking for and just call it a day, or extend him if you will, and then we can kind of save a little bit of money that way. So, what are your thoughts on that? And I'll let you simmer on that. But I gotta come in here and read a super chat from my guy Jeff King. Jeff King's always coming in and coming with some fire. Let's go, Jeff King with a big ass super chat. What up, Jeff King in the building? What's happening? He goes, hey, gonna pass on the football talk tonight, folks. Just want to show my support to the Fanatics and forgive me, but take the opportunity to say God bless the Ukraine and the Ukrainian people and their courage and resolve. F Russia. You know what, man? That you're not lying, man. There's some craziness going on around this world, man. And the one thing that we can do as people is just show love. Love always conquers. You guys know what it is. I'm not trying to be corny, but it's just what it is, man. But appreciate you, Jeff King. You are that dude. Flames to my guy, Jeff King. I love it. So back to it, my man. And Jeff King, we're gonna talk, man, because you said you sent me that sloppy Joe recipe, and I'm not gonna let it rest until you cook that thing, and I want to see it, footage. Don't play me like that. I need that. I'm a foodie. I like when people cook stuff and show me stuff. So let's go. So Cole Beasley, release, get out of here, man. We're gonna save that 6.1 million. Keep him, or let's try to find a trade suitor. Try to get some kind of draft picks back or something. What are your thoughts on Cole Beasley? What's up, man?
Oh man, first of all, man, we got to put some respect on Cole's name. Like what he was able to do coming in here, being a pillar for Josh Allen, just showing him, another side of the game and being a professional wide receiver. I got to give him credit for that. But
love it.
As we all know, there is a time and place for everything. And it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. Look, man, it's to a place, and it's not just Cole. It's not Cole Beasley. It's more Josh Allen in terms of Josh Allen is at a place in his career where he doesn't necessarily need Cole Beasley, right? It'd be nice. He's a nice addition to have. Look, he's showing highlights. Look, there you're gonna get the fans all riled up. But the man can play. But look, I think if you could trade him, and we could save the money and draft a wide receiver, I'm totally game with that. Cole Beasley got to go. And Cole didn't really help his case this year with the whole COVID stuff and being outspoken about that. It just wasn't a good look, if you ask me, regardless of what side of the fence you're on. Yay, COVID, no COVID. I don't really care. But it just wasn't a good look, man. So, that's part of the process that we're talking about, right? And by his actions, I mean, he's free to say whatever he pleases, but that's not a process move according to this team. So he's an older wide receiver, and I think it'd be great to pair him up with a team with a young quarterback that he could do the same thing that he did for Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's kind of elevated and graduated his status in the league as one of the elite passers in this game, and I think you can get a little bit more for a Cole Beasley. So I say pass.
You say pass. See, I'm really I'm torn on this because Cole Beasley he moves the sticks, man. He gets the sticks moving. He helps Josh Allen. He's a very big security blanket for Josh Allen. And you move on from someone like that. That's a big role that's a gap in this offense. And he's a well-respected person. I know you mentioned that, and I mean it's very clear he had some people up in their feelings when he was talking about this whole COVID situation. And funny enough, the league is like, we're dropping everything. Everything's back to normal. No more, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, you can do all the things you need to do. He's sitting here going, I told y'all, this is a political nonsense mess. This had nothing to do with health and safety and all this, that, and the third. Now, that's his opinion, obviously. And he is standing like this. I said, I told you what was it. And Instagram is showing him and his family, and he's saying, back in America. And people are like, what the hell does that mean? Well, it means where he was up in New York State, you couldn't do a few things. You couldn't go here. You had to be vaccinated. Where he's from, it's free and open. So, and now that's the way that things are opening up. Now, at the time when things were happening, there were still questions. And he was like, I'm not wavering, man. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm staying the way it is. And if it is what it is, then so be it. So now when it comes to him on the football field, I feel like he's going to be a big void. That's a big void. You just don't replace something like that. He's a voice in the locker room. He's a veteran guy. He leaves a big gap, but 6.1 million. You know what I'm saying? If you said, hey, 6.1 million, you can get a Braxton Berrios potentially. You know what I'm saying? Extend that. I'm a big fan of Braxton Berrios. I mean, we talked about it last week, folks, a couple weeks ago. That's something that I'm looking forward to, but we're going to get into that. So Cole Beasley, process or problem? You're telling me he's a...
Hold on. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
There we go.
I will say this. Look.
Get him out of here.
Look. The what he's able to do as far as choice routes and finding, the open zones, soft zones, and coverage and stuff. That is, you're not just gonna replace Cole Beasley, what his role is in this offense, but. Right. I think we need a little bit more twitch. I think, this speaks volumes to Gabriel Davis and him going to wide receiver number 2. I'm not okay with putting McKenzie at wide receiver number 3.
There we go.
I'm just not.
Put that to bed.
Yeah, let's stop there. Only one game of production. But Cole Beasley, I think it's time. If you want to call it a problem, it's a problem. He got to go.
It's a problem. And you know what? I'm going to, because of what the theme of the show, I'm going to say he's a problem. Only because it allows us to save some cap, save some money, and furthermore, Josh Allen has shown that he's able to produce, right? And like my man Pierre just put it up there. Cole Beasley had 83 receptions. That is the quietest 83 receptions from someone that a year ago had just about the same, but yardage was a little more increased, right? So it's tough, man. When you see something, you're like, yo, that's 83 receptions gone. So who is going to fill that role with those 83 receptions, right? So the increase go to Stefon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. Are we good enough to go Steph Diggs and Gabriel Davis and keep it that way? But you always need that third slot guy that can be that security blanket. So I'm going to agree with my man Sturls and say, for the purpose of saving some money, and he's a veteran guy, and you know what I'm saying, and it's just sometimes it's just he's a little older. It's just time to move on. We want to get young. We want to get young at the position, and some good prospects coming out in the draft, and some good receivers out there in free agency. So we're gonna go with problem. I hate to, it pains me to say it, but Cole Beasley's a problem. He's got to go. Let's get him out of here. And guess what? When someone's on the trade block, I wouldn't say on the trade block, but it requests a trade. I know that Bean says nothing's off the table, but the next thing is, oh, you couldn't find any suitors? Well, we're gonna have to let you go. So our best bet is to find the suitor, someone that goes, but it's gonna pain me if he goes to the Patriots. It's gonna pain me if he goes to the Dolphins. It's gonna pain me if he goes to Green Bay, and we start seeing him have success, because he's gonna go to a team that's got a solid quarterback at least. So I can totally see something like that happening. So we agree. Cole Beasley, we saved $6.1 million. He's a problem. We're gonna move on to Stefon Diggs. I mean, let's. It's simple. He's the franchise. Before we get into the obvious, what are your thoughts on Stefon Diggs? How do you feel about Stefon? Most people are talking about he had a quiet year last year. He didn't have such a monster. Fam, the guy had 100 receptions, over 1,200 yards. Like, what more do you want? Like, in the
that was the whole design. That it was by design. I mean, they even said that they wanted to they used him that way to keep him healthy for the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah. They wanted to keep him right, man. It's great. I mean, we all know he can go out there and get 110, 120 catches, 1,400 yards if he wants to, right? But it's not, man. It's a longevity, man. He was healthy all year, didn't miss any time. He still had juice at the end of the season, and it was about getting some of these other guys opportunities, so that the Bills had to see what they had in this wide receiver room, so they can make decisions like they did, or going to potentially with Cole Beasley, or they can elevate Gabriel Davis to wide receiver number 2, or make him a prime slot receiver and then get a wide receiver number 2 in the game. So, man, it's like as fans, we see one thing, but man, behind closed doors, a lot of times, man, this is why they get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions, because they know what they're gonna. We speculate to what they're gonna do. They know what they're gonna do. So
exactly, Cole. I mean, listen, man, Stefon Diggs process. He is part of the process. Last week we were talking about the quarterback room. I said Josh Allen is not part of the process. He is the process. And when you are the process, you have other processing pieces, and Stefon Diggs is a major integral part of this offense. So, I mean, process, we know what it is. Next up, Gabriel Davis. I mean, Gabriel Davis was nothing short of sensation. And here's what bugs me. Why did we wait so long to put him in? It seems to be a theme with McDermott, with just dragging his feet on guys that are talented and have proven they're talented, but you let them sit on the bench and just collect dust when they should be on the field. Ryan Bates being one of them, right? Greg Rousseau, I mean, got some playing time, but he's got that defensive line rotating like crazy. Boogie Basham just sitting there. When he's on the field, he's productive. And last but not least, you got Gabriel Davis that was hardly playing at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden we get some slowing down and injuries from our guy, Mr. Emmanuel Sanders, and then here comes Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis, to me, part of the process, obviously, but what are your thoughts on Gabriel Davis? How do you feel about Gabe, man? Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you about the Ryan Bates thing, but the Gabriel Davis, it was one of those things, man. We got to keep in focus that, this offense is predicated on route running. Like, you have to know every single position. You got to know exactly where you're supposed to be at all times. And it was a route running thing, man. He had to get better as a route runner. It was one of his knocks as a prospect coming out of college. We knew that he was a long strider, can separate when he's downfield, but the short intermediate areas, that's where they needed him the most. He wasn't able to produce there until he started learning how to break off in the stem of his routes later in the season. And we saw, how that kind of benefited him. Once he became a better route runner, they put him in the game. I mean, you could not have him in the game because he was so valuable to this offense. So, hey, I'll take it. You know, he didn't ball out like we all expected. We all have big predictions for
sure.
Gabriel Davis, right? But and then you had Emmanuel Sanders in there, and then the emergence of Dawson Knox. So there's only so many targets that you can throw around in an offense, right? So it's a product of all that stuff, man. But I think the main thing was gaining separation, being a better route runner in the short to intermediate areas, and he's shown that he can do that. So I really do think that he's number wide receiver 2 worthy.
Damn, wide receiver 2. Listen, it has a great ring, right? Diggs, Davis, Allen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm not. Hey, listen, we're gonna start calling him dad, man.
So process.
You know what I'm saying? The process is right there. The trio, right? So to us, it's a process. Gabe Davis is a process. Now, Emmanuel Sanders. I know that he's been teetering and on. Should I come back and play? Should I? You know, I'm seeing. Should I retire? Would you like to see Emmanuel Sanders back with this offense, especially with Cole Beasley being on this whole seeking a trade? And what are your thoughts? I mean, problem or process for Emmanuel Sanders?
Problem. Hey, he's too old. I mean, I appreciate him. I appreciate him. You know, hey, dog, it's like this, man. You ever see them 35 and up basketball leagues?
Absolutely.
I be playing in them things, man. Yes. It's like when you out there, I can't run with these 20-year-olds, man.
Facts.
Hey, he's the same way, man. But he's a professional athlete. But in the grand scheme of things, he's just too old, man, in his career, man. It's time to, hang it up. If he wants to come and be wide receiver 5 and take a 1 year, $2 million, $3 million, I'd be okay with that, right?
Consider that.
Duty, right? I consider that. But we paid him 1 year, $6 million. Nah, yeah. I'm good on Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, you saw it. He was good in the beginning of the season, and then it just kind of tailed off, man. He was injured, and then it just obviously he just doesn't have the legs anymore. So he's a problem. He got to go too.
You got to go. Listen, process or problem, folks. Welcome to another edition. We are, listen, man, Buffalo Fanatics, the Rico Report. I'm joined by my man, Sturls for the girls. What up, Sturls? So we're sitting here going over through the receiver position. And so far, we've got process players in Stefon Diggs and Gabe Davis, but we got a problem with Cole Beasley. He got to go. The legs are just not the same. But he's still productive. But you know what? He's got to be productive somewhere else because they're not going to be in Buffalo. And Emmanuel Sanders, my man's got to go, man. He had 600 yards in the first half of the season, and we didn't hear from him ever since. It was one of those. It was one of those situations, man. Shout out to my man Ismael Manero. He comes in and says, "Rico, remember I told you, man. Year 3 for the tight end is the year." Listen, Ismael Manero. We're gonna get into the tight end talk. You better hold your horses, big fella. Hold your horses. We're gonna get there. So moving on. Now this is where it gets interesting. Marquez Stevenson. I had so much. I don't know why. Maybe I overhyped this because sometimes as people, we want success from somebody or we want to see something from someone and we don't get it, and then we cast judgment on them, and it's sometimes hard to recover from the judgment you put on someone because now you're like, I already put them in this category, so it is what it is. I expected way more from Marquez Stevenson. Now, not his fault. He is a rookie. We did have a pretty deep receiving core, but when he was put on the field to do one of the things that we drafted him for was to return the football, he underwhelmed for me. He underwhelmed to the point where they didn't really trust him as much. They were going back and forth between him and McKenzie, and then all of a sudden you got Micah Hyde returning kick. Come on, son. Like, this is problematic for me. Now, I'm not ready to say he's part of the problem. Obviously, he's going into year 2. I'd love to see more. I'm going to say he's part of the process because they drafted him for a reason, so we need to see it this year, man. But I don't know, man. For 5th round, those guys, we can part ways real quick. I mean, we saw Jake Fromm was out of here, man. The 5th rounds don't mean a damn thing. If somebody wants you and we can ship you off, we will ship your ass off. But for me, process. What are your thoughts on my man Marquez Stevenson?
Hey, how you gonna drop Jake Fromm in there? That boy was elite.
Oh, I had to put him in there.
That's funny. No, man. We just haven't seen enough, man. The dude can't stay healthy. I mean, it was an issue when he was at Houston. It was an issue this past year. I mean, straight line speed, yeah, he's got it. Again, can you run a full route tree? And that's going to be the thing. It's the same thing with Isaiah Hodgins. And I'm sure you probably got him next or whatever, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But we got to see more. Yeah, for a 5th round pick, consider we got Gabe Davis in the 4th round, right? We've seen wide receivers produce from the 5th round. I mean, there's a guy in the league named Stefon Diggs that
Thank
was
you very much.
I mean, but everybody's not cut like Stefon Diggs, right?
Next.
But again, we all have hope. We want to see these guys ball out, but I'm okay on Stevenson too. I mean, buddy, if you can't recover kicks, well, I mean, if you can't, I mean, come on, dog. Like that's one-on-one. That's what they brought you here for. If you can't do that, you gotta go.
Hey,
if it's problem process, you gotta go. I'm good. He hasn't produced on the offense. What else? We don't need him. Why?
So what are we saying? Is he part of the process or is he a problem?
Problem.
Oh, you ready to get rid of him after 1 year?
Get him out.
Get him out of here.
Squad him. Squad him. Put him on the practice squad, bro.
You know what though? That might be a possibility. Shit, I didn't expect that one from you. So we are split because I say he's part of the process because I feel that they have something in him. I feel like he's part of the process, but you say, hey, get him out of here. He's gone. So we'll see. We will see how that plays out. Man, Sterling is harsh, boy. Let's go. We're moving on to the next one. Isaiah Hodgins. Now, to me, listen, I've had Isaiah Hodgins on the show. Good cat. Love talking to him. Just couldn't crack the roster. Could not crack the roster. And I remember talking to a CFL player. He used to play for the Bills. I think it was Ellis Langster. I think it was what it was. But anyway, and I'm at a barbecue out of one of my boys' house that does the gridiron camps and for football players. And he gets these CFL players to come in and chat. And I'm talking to Ellis Langster. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, man, like, how tough is it, like, as a free agent guy trying to crack a roster? He's like, here's the problem. Every year that you are on the roster and you don't elevate your game or at least move up the depth chart, they bring in free agents, they bring in another class of draft picks, and then you just drop down and you keep dropping down. So Isaiah Hodgins going into year 3, and we drafted Marquez Stevenson again, and we're probably most likely going to draft another receiver again. You're just getting drop down the roster, the depth of the roster. So it's problem. Isaiah Hodgins, problem. I'm just put it out there. Sterling, what you got?
I got 2 words for you. Duke Williams 2.
Ooh, you better explain yourself because I'm a fan of Duke Williams.
I know that's your guy.
You better talk to me on that.
Hey, look, man, he's the Bills' new developmental wide receiver love child. Like we all want Isaiah Hodgins to be good. But the thing is, when he's met with physicality at the line of scrimmage, he cannot get into his routes, and that's the problem. He has everything else you want, right? The dude has glue for hands. You know, he can high point the ball. I mean, he's really good at those things. But if everybody knows that they just can jam you at the line of scrimmage, you're done.
Over. You can't. You get jammed. You get put in your place like a child. You know what I'm saying? Sit your butt down here and listen, it's over with. Because your quarterback looks your way, you're like, man, jammed up again? Man, I can't stand this dude. You know what I mean? You want a receiver that can get your separation. This is where it's going to hurt when we potentially lose a guy like Cole. Because you have Cole opening up the middle because of his ability to separate, and we may lose that. But the problem I wouldn't say the problem with Cole is, but Cole will get your separation. But once he catches that football, it's a wrap. He's going down. There's no yak behind what he's doing when he catches that football. So listen, man, I'm with you, man. Love child of Duke Williams and all that stuff. Yo, you out of here, man. He's part of the problem.
You gotta go.
Tanner Gentry. Are you familiar with Tanner? They brought him in, former teammate of Josh Allen, and they're trying to throw him a bone. Look, and I've had Tanner on the show, good dude. But like I said, man, continue to go down the depth chart. They probably have on practice squad, but problem.
He's not even really.
I know what you're saying.
That's Josh's homie and all.
It is.
And when you watch him at Wyoming, that was fun. Like, that's Wyoming. Like, it's NFL now, dog. Like, it's just it ain't gonna happen. He's not Cole. Listen, because he's white, he ain't Cole Beasley. He is not the same. He is not the same, dog.
He ain't the same. And my man Steve Liz calling me out. He's like, yo, Rico loves them practice squad scrubs, man. Sometimes I root for the underdog, but sometimes it's one of those things where you just gotta call a spade and be like, yo, fam, it's just too much. It's too much. So right now, let's go through it because we got a couple more players I want to touch on. Cole Beasley, we said that he's a problem. He's got to go. We've got Diggs process, Gabe Davis process. I'm in it for Stevenson at process. You say, yo, you got to go, right? So we're split on that. Hodges problem, Tanner problem. What do we do with Isaiah McKenzie, man? Isaiah McKenzie, a little dirty. What are we doing with him? He's a tricky one.
Look, if you're going to get rid of Cole, I think you bring him in to see if he could take the wide receiver 3. That's what you bring him in for. But that doesn't mean that you don't go out and get a couple more wide receivers, whether via draft and free agency. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. He hasn't had a chance to get that money just yet. And I think the Giants may, even though they got Sterling Shepard, they asked him to take a pay cut, right? I think because he's going to know the offense, I think his value is going to be with the Giants. I think I think they pay him more money than the Bills will actually pay him.
Right. Let me see. Peterman. Never too late to say Nate Peterman.
MV Peterman, according
MV Peterman. Little dirty, man. Here's the deal. Like you said, you lose Cole Beasley. How could you lose Cole and McKenzie? You're putting yourself in a big hole to try to now you're forced to fill this role with somebody and rather quickly, right? Where you don't necessarily have to really fill that role if you say, you know what, Lil Dirty, this position is yours. Let's see what you got. Do they trust him enough in that position? That it's a toss up because they like him, and when he's on the field, he does produce. I mean, the year before he had like 8 total touchdowns. So it's not like he can't get in the end zone. It's not like he can't do things. And when he first came to the team, we were a very lackadaisical, boring, we just couldn't get any separation. And when McKenzie came through, he gave us a spark. There was speed there. And that's something that we need desperately on this team is speed, separation and speed. McKenzie brings that. So for me, I'm with you. You got to bring it. You got to return. You got to bring him back and part of the process and allow him to have a chance to compete for receiver 3. You got to. And then you go from there. The question is, how much you pay that man?
That's what I was gonna ask. How much are you gonna pay him? And yeah, like 2 years ago, he had 8 touchdowns. But when you're wide receiver 5,
yeah,
and you're on everybody's 5th DB or safety, I mean, there's opportunities to eat. I like Gabe Davis, right? Last year, right? So it's one of those things. I mean, he's an older wide receiver now. I think he's gonna be 27, 28.
He's getting up there.
I mean, at some point, man, we got to start looking and getting some fresh blood in here, some new blood that's going to be able to produce. And I think you could find what McKenzie brings to the table in the draft, mid to late rounds, even.
So,
I'm not losing any sleep if he's not here.
So you get ready? You ready to
y'all think I hate every wide receiver? Get him out of here. Get them all out of here.
You said pack your bags pretty much, Isaiah McKenzie. Especially if Cole Beasley's not. I'm saying let's just say Cole Beasley's gone. Are you still telling McKenzie to pack his bags? I mean, obviously depending on what you're trying to pay him.
Yeah.
Is it a 2-year deal, 3-year deal?
I mean, if the money's right, I don't know what the market value is for him. If you can get him on a 3-year,
2 years, $7 million ish.
I take that. I take that.
I think it's fair. And you get an ability. Obviously, you know how Bean works his deals. He'll give you a 2-year deal, but it's really a 1-year deal. Show him what you got, and if you show it, and then you can continue on. I'm in on McKenzie, man. Process, because it's not just what he brings to the field. It's what he brings in the locker room as well. Keep that locker room together. They seem to love him. He seems to be able to get along with everybody. Now, some people don't value that. You know what I'm saying? I see your face. Your face is telling me.
I'm surprised that you said that. I'm surprised that you said that, Rico.
Why you say that?
Hey, because look, you got Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs, Deion Dawkins. I mean, Devin Singletary has grown as a leader, as we've heard them say. I mean, how many locker room guys do you need? I need guys that going to come in here and they're going to produce. That's what I need.
I hear you, but it's not about the leadership. Sometimes you need that glue guy that can bring everybody together, not leadership-wise, right? The joking, the camaraderie, all that type of stuff, because those matter. You get rid of that, you change the locker room a little bit. But maybe, just maybe, that locker room needs to change. Maybe they don't need that all day. We need to get serious in this bitch, and you need to let this man go. I'm gonna stick.
There's value to it. There's value
to it.
There's value to it.
I'll stick to it. You say he's a problem. I say he's part of the process. I think they like him, but you mentioned something early. You said there's a possibility he goes to the Giants. Right? They need that. They like that, and it works out very well for Brian Daboll and his offense, because he'll be able to just come in and just set right in. So, but they got a bevy of receivers over there in New York, but they're gonna have to make some changes as well because they got to get under the cap. So we'll see how that plays out. So right now, part of the process, we've got Diggs, Davis. You're out on Stevenson. You're out on Hodgins. So am I. And you're out on McKenzie. So we got 3 receivers on the squad. 3 receivers on the squad, fam. So we got some. It turns out that free agency is going to be something interesting. Now, are there any free agents that stand out to you that you wouldn't mind seeing on this squad?
Who
Does any name stand?
Braxton Berrios is one. I'd be okay with that.
You're okay with Braxton Berrios?
Yeah, I would like that'd be okay. Christian Kirk is another.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we're talking regardless of contract. I mean, but these are realistic options. I think we got to look at. You know, I'd check out Sammy Watkins. He's a free agent. Well, you know, he could use a resurgence. Russell Gage, maybe.
Did you say Sammy Watkins?
Sammy freaking Watkins, bro.
Interesting.
Sammy Watkins.
You need to expunge on that, please, because I'm out on Sammy Watkins. His ability to stay healthy is terrible. I'm not saying he's not a talent. He's still a talent, but does he still have it?
But again, you don't need him to have a prominent role in the offense. You got Diggs, you got Davis, and whoever wide receiver number 3 is. If you want to, I mean, we also, there's a couple things we got to keep in mind because Josh Allen, what he did in the playoffs, and he's elite.
Yep.
I think players know that the Bills are on their way to win a Super Bowl in the next few years. Right. It's going to be a thing. So I think you're going to see guys that they're going to want to come in for 1 year on team deals just to play with a guy like Josh Allen and get a ring. And
we've earned that. We've earned that right.
We're here now.
Yes, we are here.
Emmanuel Sanders was the first one to do that offensively, right? We're going to see more of that.
We are going to see more. Now, there's one name that I've been talking about and I've been trying to get people on board, and that's Byron Pringle, right? Big body. He's about 6 feet, 6'1", give or take, over 200 pounds, and all about that yak, right? It's that yards after the catch, ability to get himself open separation, and then make the move afterwards. Never say quit, never say die. I'm a fan of Pringle, and he wouldn't cost too much. So that would be interesting. Now, how good is he in the slot is my question, because right now we have 1 and 2, right? But here's the big one. He gives you the ability to return the football. And that is something I'm sick and tired of seeing Micah Hyde back there return the football. I'm sorry. Micah Hyde's my safety. I don't need him back there. I know he's got sure hands, but we did not pay him to freaking return the football. We paid him to make interceptions, make tackles, and get this defense lined up, ready to go. That's the way I look at it. When I'm looking at Byron Pringle, I think he brings an element to this team that we lack, and that's that yards and run after catch and make big plays. So, I mean, he just came from a quarterback that can sling the rock. So why not? Try your hand with Josh Allen and see what it does in Buffalo. So, what are your thoughts on a Byron Pringle in Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, what's it going to cost, right? I think Byron Pringle, I think he's attainable. I think it's somebody you should look at, but he's a speed guy, and I think there's a lot to be said about his ability to run routes consistently. It depends on the direction that Ken Dorsey wants to go with the offense, right? Dable was very much about separation and route running. Does Ken Dorsey want to open it up more for a vertical offense, right? I mean, we know Josh Allen thrives in an offense like that, where it's vertical, throwing the ball down the field. But Josh had to also learn how to take the gimme every now and then, right? And we saw him do that. So it just depends on which direction they want to go. But yeah, I would love to see a Byron Pringle in this offense, man, because then you can do a lot of things with that in terms of just speed. The looks that you would that the Bills can muster up offensively with a guy like Byron Pringle would be nice. But again, how he's an average route runner, and we have to keep that in mind.
Keep that in perspective. You're not wrong about that, because if we're and this is why this Cole Beasley situation, I'm not all done on him. I know, like, if I had to save the money, I think I'd choose the money, but I wouldn't be mad if they decided to, work something out and bring him back. I definitely would not be mad at that. I'd say, our offense can continue to be, potent and hard to stop, because Cole Beasley was a factor, but he did start to slow down, and we did start to see a lot more the big emergence from our tight end in Dawson Knox, which brings me into a wonderful segue. We're going to talk about the beautiful tight end position, the big improvement from our guy Mr. Dawson Knox. Now, before I get in there, I got to jump in. We got 200 people watching right now. Shout out to each and every one of you guys tuned in. If you guys have not been here and you guys are jumping in, we talked about a few things here, but the one important thing that I want to jump on is the Buffalo Fanatics. We've come out with our official app. It's the BF Network. Go ahead and do that. Not only are you getting your articles, not only are you getting the YouTube, everything is your one-stop shop for everything. YouTube, the BF merch, the articles, and la pièce de résistance. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is like, wow, you speak French? What are you talking about? Of course I speak French. I'm Haitian, baby. So what it comes down to is this, man. You are the GM. You become Brandon Beane. A lot of times we sit behind our computers and we're doing all this stuff and trying to break this guy down and how much can I pay that guy? You have the ability right now with the touch of one freaking thumb and tap that button and download that bitch and bring it to your phone. The BF Network. Listen, I could talk about it all day, or I could just show you.
Overdrive.
There we go. So go ahead and download that app and get going. So right when we were talking, I had my man JR, Josh Richardson, comes in and said, hey, what up, Rico? How do you feel about us trading for Andy Isabella from the Cardinals? His cap number is 1.7 mil and runs a 4.31 and would dominate in the slot. And he's not a bad route runner. He's actually a pretty damn good route runner. That wouldn't be a bad fit. And I don't know what's going on with the Cardinals. The Cardinals, Christian Kirk is about to, you know what I'm saying, potentially depart. And Christian Kirk is good buddies, you know, say with Josh Allen. So who knows what happens with that. So we'll see what that plays out. Andy Isabella would be a nice addition. We'll see how that plays out. Free agency is around the corner. Are you in on Andy Isabella? Does that turn you on a little bit or nah?
I mean, the dude in 3 years he's had 31 receptions. Like, give me McKenzie. I mean, I get he's fast, right? And everybody wants to take him as the next Cole Beasley. I'm just no. Andy Isabella, I'm sorry. No.
You're out. I'm all in on Braxton Berrios, man. That boy, he's nice. He can play. He's tough. He's tough and he goes after it. You get that reception. He's looking upfield to make something happen. So, but I know the Jets are definitely trying to bring him back. They see the value in him. I can't see him to let him go. And if he does get let go, he's going to have a nice market for himself. I mean, you know how free agent goes. Your market may be this, but it's about who sees something in you. So maybe something can happen. I'm not too sure. So let's jump into the tight end room. Dawson Knox had a freaking year. He went to tight end university. He rubbed shoulders with the best of them. And all of a sudden, whatever he rubbed on, just had him playing at an elite level at tight end. Obviously, he's part of the process. But now it's like, is it time to pay him? Do we pay him now and just get it over with and move on with life? Or do you need to see another season? Because that's how I felt about Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a breakout year 3. I was like, everybody's excited about it. And I said, I need to see more. I need to see another season like this for me to be all the way in. And Josh Allen delivered. Is Dawson Knox capable of delivering year 2, a second year consecutively of playing this way?
Look, Dawson Knox has every ability to where he could be a top 5 tight end in the next top 5 tight end in the league in the next few years.
I like it.
I say you pay him now. What he was able to show you got to look at from his rookie year to now. This was year 3. And we've seen this trend with Bills players in year 3, they kind of ascend, right? What he was able to do this year was incredible considering the bevy of weapons that Josh Allen had at his disposal. And mind you, I mean, he led the league in touchdowns for a tight end, if I'm not mistaken, and he missed 2 games.
I know, right?
He missed 2 games. So, I mean, Dawson Knox is balling out. So I think, you have to figure out a way to sign that man now, and it's going to save you money in the long run.
I like it.
And I think him and Josh's relationship, I think you can get a team-friendly deal. I'm not saying rob the dude, but because of that relationship with Josh Allen. That's his boy.
True.
That's his boy. So he ain't going nowhere.
I don't. He's not going nowhere, and I think Bean knows that. Bean knows what he's got in him, and you know what? Sometimes we like to razz on Bean, and you know, some draft picks just don't work out. But when he hits, right? And Dawson Knox is a hit, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better at inline blocking. He's going to get better at getting and running routes and getting open and consistently catching the football. And he did a great job of that. He had a couple drops here and there, but not as nearly as bad as the year prior. So I'm all in on Dawson Knox, and a lot of folks were. Get your apology form out and apologize because you were ripping his ass. You damn right I was, because I expected more from Dawson Knox because he has, like you said, he has all the tools.
Yeah.
Big boy, can run downfield. You know what I'm saying? He will run your ass over. Like, he's got all the physical tools to do it, but he was dropping the football. So yeah, I'm a fan. I watch this team, but I want you to succeed. But if you keep dropping the football, get on the bench. But the fact that he stepped his game up was huge. So I ain't signed no damn form because he needs to do what he's supposed to do. Get your apology form out, man. Go rip that piece of paper and shove it up you know where. Anyway, moving on. Tommy Sweeney. Man, I expected some bigger things from Tommy Sweeney. Are you in on Tommy Sweeney? Are we just keeping him on the roster, keep him moving, or what? What are we feeling about Tommy Sweeney?
Nah, man, you keep him around until you find something better, right?
Oh.
I mean, he's what does he produce? Really nothing. I mean,
Nothing.
what does it tell you that the Bills dressed one tight end a lot of the times?
Exactly.
Like that's telling. So that means your value as a contributor, you really haven't really done anything. So, I mean, I think, look, we've seen Brandon Beane actively look for another tight end, right?
Yes,
whether it was the lack of Dawson Knox's development. And now we're going to need to fill out that tight end room, because I don't think that's a sustainable model to have, one tight end dressed on game day.
Mm-hmm. So then, which brings me to this. I mean, we have Quentin Morris, but we know nothing about Quentin Morris. He's just a camp body / practice squad. So he can come or go. So I could care less. I don't know anything about the individual. I'm not going to poo-poo on him, but it is what it is. But now there is a name that's been circulating around the league, circulating around the Bills. And that is, I might as well just jump into it and show you what's going on. And I need your thoughts on this, because if this is making the rounds, a lot of people are not feeling this too much. But Rob Gronkowski, native of Buffalo, has been, making the rounds on potentially him teaming up in Buffalo with Dawson Knox and Josh Allen, and this will be a great fit. And he's still a top 5 tight end in the game. I mean, my good friend Bobby would always say, listen, do you want to win a championship or be in your feelings? And this is something that I had to really deal with, because I'm not a fan of Gronkowski, the person. I'm not a fan of him. And forget about the whole Trey White situation. We'll get into that if we need to. But him, the person, the goofiness is not for me. Man, I don't know if he meshes and fits with this, but I got to be out of my feelings, because we always talk about it. I need talented players. Can you play? I don't care about can you mesh. We need talented players on this team. So for me, if I put my feelings aside, because I don't like him, if I had my feelings involved, I'd say I don't want anything to do with Gronkowski. Get him out of here. But if I put my feelings aside, you got to bring him on the team. Pair him with Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, Stefon Diggs, Gabe Davis. Like, how could you say no to that? Sterling, talk to me. Are you in?
I'm in all the way on that. On that, because he doesn't, again, he won't be tight end one. Dawson Knox is, but what he does give you, he gives you an edge in the run game. He gives you a guy that can bust a seam real quick, right up the middle. You know what I'm saying? And he's a mismatch nightmare. The guy's 6'6", 6'7", and he's still got good hands. And he's a smart player. He's a guy that can uncover in a zone and get the ball. Like, he is a safety blanket. I would totally do it. I don't care. Well, look what he did to Trey White. I don't care. Trey wouldn't care, because Trey wants to win a damn title. Nobody cares. Like, I don't know why people get so hung up over this.
They do.
Why? Bro, have you ever played sports before? Like, look, dude, you know how you get into it with your homies. Like, stuff just happens sometimes, right?
Heat of the moment.
Get over it. Get over it, dog. Like, you dap it up at the end of the game. My bad, bro. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we good. Like, let it go.
So let me ask you this: So you're Coach McDermott, and you go to Trey White. Hey, Trey, I'm trying to bring Gronkowski to the squad. How you feel about that? You think Trey is sitting here like, come on, fam, look what you asked me that. Like, of course, bring him on if you need to. Or is Trey gonna be like, yo, fam, you trying to bring this on? I hate this cat, man. I want to fight him. Like, does he ruin chemistry on the team if you bring, knowing that people get, you know what I'm saying, they get heated up? You see how Mongo, somebody touches Josh Allen, he's all up ready to scrum you up right there. So you bring a guy that was on the rivalry team in New England, and then on top of that does what he does and then you want to bring him back to Buffalo. I know people are gonna be like, oh, I feel sick. Don't you dare do it. But if you want to win a championship, you got to bring him on. Now, here's the question. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. What were you saying?
People hate him until they sign him. That's what's going to happen. Once he's signed, no one's going to say, I just hate Gronkowski. They're going to be like, where are you eating wings? Where's the party? And when are you shooting your next USA commercial?
Listen, man. And listen, Richie Incognito. A lot of folks were like, he's a trashy dude. And you bring Richie Incognito on the squad and they love him. Richie's a stand-up. He's a stand-up guy. All that. It happens. People get over their feelings and so on and so forth. But here's the real question, though. Do you bring a Gronkowski on the team to get you over the hump? Is offense our issue? No, it wasn't an issue. So bringing Gronkowski, do you need to bring him to this to a side of the football that didn't have any issues? What's the point of bringing him on? We were just fine without. Or is he the type of player that brings you over the hump? Is that where we need the help? That is what should be asked to everyone. Yes, he's great. He'd be great. But does he bring us over the hump? Because I know what we need to bring us over the hump. We're not there yet. We're still talking about offense. But is he one that helps you get over the hump?
Well, I think he helps.
Okay.
He's not the driving force. But he is somebody that defensive coordinators have to game plan against. So Absolutely. That helps. That helps. And he's going to help you in the run game, too, because the dude can block.
Hey, listen, there's no question about that. That boy can block, and he's all about it. Now, I'm looking at this offense. We've run through the tight end position. We went predominantly one tight end all year long, and it's probably going to be the same going forward next year. So we talked about Isaiah McKenzie. We like Isaiah McKenzie, but if he's got to go, he's got to go. Are we okay with the one tight end and keep him moving? And you know what I mean, if we have some depth here and there, we'll put him in. Or do you bring another guy like Gronkowski? But now there's an offense change. We have a new offensive coordinator. We don't know what kind of philosophy he's going to bring to the table. Are we now going to, you know, say big personnel all day? So how are you feeling on that?
You call Gronkowski. You get a Will Disley in here, Durham Smythe, Kyle Rudolph. I mean, I would take a look at that. Tyler Conklin. I mean, you got Dawson Knox, so I don't think you really, you don't need a guy to come in and just get a lot of snaps from tight end too, right? It's more of a supplementary position. So, you could get some of these lower cost free agents that want to come in. Now, if a Gronk comes, he gives you a little bit more, but I mean, you want a guy that can come in, that can block, that can spell Dawson Knox in emergency slightly, because you're not going to find a lot of guys with the physical attributes of a Dawson Knox. But yeah, man, you want a smart veteran guy to come in here and just do his thing. That's what you want.
I like that reasoning. Juan Castillo says, so then he's the one that gets the credit for putting us over? A Patriot? Hell no. I'm good. Keep it moving. See, Juan Castillo is the epitome of someone talking with their feelings. He's in his feelings right now. And I get where he's coming from, but sometimes that's probably what you need, right? Sometimes the offense, like having a great offense is just as good as a solid defense sometimes. When you put points up on the board, it's hard to and you already have a solid defense. Sometimes that makes the difference. Just that extra touchdown. Right?
He gonna have that same look on his face holding that largemouth bass when the Bills are hoisting the Lombardi trophy. He's gonna have that same look.
Again. Yeah, I get that point, man. And some people, I mean, sometimes folks, we got to get out of our feelings because that's what hinders us from getting to where we need to get. So now we've talked about this. So I mean, right now we got Dawkins as being part of the process. We got Sweeney. He can come or go, but you got to keep him part of the process. And if we have someone that improves over top of him, so be it. So right now, based on what we've talked about, we may need one more receiver. We will need one more receiver if Cole Beasley goes. Do you have a draft sweetheart And I try not to get to draft talk right now too much because it's free agency, and then we can get the draft. But the combine is going on, so it's apropos to talk about the receiver position in terms of rookie. Is there a draft sweetheart you have out there?
Oh man, well, Jameson Williams is the top of the list when it comes to draft wide receivers. I just don't know if he's going to be there at 25, and I don't know which direction they want to go in. But a realistic target, I would say, like a Christian Watson, a guy out of North Dakota State. He's 6'5", can run, he can separate. He's a good route runner. I think he'd be great. I would take a look at George Pickens, even though he doesn't have a lot of game tape out there. I would look at him, and then any of those guys from Ohio State, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. I would look at those guys. If you want like a Cole Beasley kind of guy, look at later in the draft. You look at a guy like Kyle Phillips, maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. There, Sky Moore, he burned up.
I'm hearing a lot about the Sky Moore kid.
Yeah, he's he's good. Sky Moore is good. So it's one of those things where it's like this draft is so littered with good wide receivers. You don't have to take one in the first round. Your best bet is to take one from round 2 to round 5. I mean, you could find some good talent later in the draft. You don't have to take a first round wide receiver.
So then what are we doing with your first round pick? You said round 2 to round 5. So you're Brandon Beane, you got the 25th pick. I know you've gone to the all the apps that are out there. Now you have a new app, the BF Network, that allows you to go and look at all the rookies and see what's happening. So what are we taking at 25?
You got to take a corner or defensive end. You got to.
So receivers out of the question, even though we're
for me. Okay. Yeah. If Jameson Williams is there, let's have a discussion.
Okay.
But if he's not, I look, Trey White, ACL. We don't know when he's going to be back.
Facts.
So we don't know if Levi Wallace wants to get paid, and I don't think the Bills are going to pay him.
Well, what they're saying is 3 years, $28 million. Are you ready to pay him?
Right. I don't think they're going to pay him.
So last 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I wasn't well received with this take, and I didn't give a damn because now this take is starting to heat up a little bit. Okay. And I was talking about Bradberry, former Panther, you're now New York Giant. They've got to make decisions at that position. You bring in a Bradberry to the Bills while you let Trey White, get back to 100% because we know he ain't going to be 100% right off the bat. It's going to take some time. Are you in on try to potentially send a trade? I mean, Joe Shane is going to be looking to move people, and this is the product of having good relationships with people. Brandon Beane could strike something, and we need something at that corner position. What are your thoughts on Mr. Bradberry?
Yeah, look, I would love to have him. Bring him. I mean, he's a good corner. He's not Trey White worthy, but he's a good corner. He's an upgrade over Levi Wallace. So I think everybody has to understand this. You remember when McDermott and Beane come to town.
Yep.
They cleaned house. They freaking cleaned house. And we were all taken back when these trades went down.
Darby, but we just got him.
Bro, we were like, what? Look, you're going to see that. You're going to see that with the Giants. And guess what? It's like as fans, we forget the human element and with relationships that you just kind of touched on.
Yep.
You don't think that Joe Shane and Brandon Beane, look, they were hanging out at the Senior Bowl together, hanging out side by side. You don't think that they're going to be like, bro, hey, dog, I kind of like, you're my son, bro. Like, I need you to go on and do your boy a favor. Go on and give me Bradberry for a 5th or something. Whatever it is. You know?
And you know what? Since we're talking about relationships, and since we're talking about, hey, man, let's talk about it. Like, what are you doing with Saquon? I mean,
right.
Did you make a face like
no, I would listen. Give me Saquon.
Oh,
I just don't want to mortgage the future big time. I would give up a 3rd and a 5th for Saquon.
Let me tell you something. Do you remember Marshall Faulk?
Yeah.
I gotta bring this up to people. Marshall Faulk was on the Colts with Peyton Manning, a newly refreshed Peyton Manning, and that team was looking good. And they traded him to the Rams. They traded him to the Rams for a 2 and a 5, right? And he went to the Rams thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to play with Trent freaking Green. Freaking who the hell is Kurt Warner? Are you kidding me? He went over there and everything
They won the championship that year.
In his prime.
Right? So in his prime. So Saquon is about to go. Listen, yes, he has some injuries, but last year was like the get over season injury. Nobody's like Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson can bounce back after AC. He's good to go. Right. Saquon going into year 2 after post injury, he could be dangerous at only 25, 26 years old. If we can find a way to bring him to Buffalo, you do it. I don't want to hear anything about it because that is the element. Now, everybody, but what about Devin Singletary?
You know, I'm a big Devin Singletary fan. That's my guy. But Devin, he showed something late, but he's still he's not a lead back. He's just not.
Thank you very much for saying that. Because RB1, I get sick and tired of hearing RB1. You don't know what an RB1 is if you talk about RB1.
We have Shady McCoy.
The Bills.
We've always had good RB1s around here, right? We should know. We should know what a real RB1 is.
Absolutely.
Singletary's nice, but he's not RB1.
He's not RB1. He played well.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
You got him in the third round. It's okay.
But you need an alpha dog running back that can catch out of the backfield, that can pass protect, that can run inside, run outside, and can take it the distance. That's the big one. And you don't have to rely on your quarterback rushing for 763 yards when you have a bell cow back in the backfield.
Yeah, and
I
believe
Homer coming in. Come on, talk to me, man.
And I believe with his contract, I think the Giants would be on the hook for like $7 million or $10 million of the rest of his contract. And I think you could probably send him a fifth, really, because he has 1 year left on his deal. So that, you know, it's an incentive for the team that's going to take him. But again, that's where the relationship comes in. That's logically, right. You think the Giants, like, you know, why would we let him go when, you know, he's got 1 more year? I mean, we have a lot of other issues to worry about. Like, we don't have a quarterback. We might as well just keep Saquon. Right. But again, that personal relationship aspect that you mentioned earlier, I think that's something to consider, something to be in play. It's
definitely something to consider. My man Pierre coming in says, yo, he's been on the train every year. Barkley is this year's train. Barkley will be a top 5 RB in 2022. Catch up. Well, listen, man, we're already on that train. We like that move, but let's talk about this though, because we're in the running back. We touched on running back. We're going to bring it back. So Devin Singletary, not an RB1. Solid running back. Don't get me wrong, Devin. If you listen to you nice like that. Don't get me wrong, but you ain't Saquon Barkley. Now, what's up with Zack Moss, man? Zack Moss, man. Like, I had such high aspirations for Zack Moss, and he knows he had a disappointing year. He knows it. Does he bounce back? Can he?
I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it?
No. There ain't nothing to see.
You gonna have to. Well, hold on now. We do have a new, you know what I mean, offensive line coach. He's returning. Does he change the philosophy? And you see, I'm grasping, you know what I'm saying, to like maybe give this guy a chance, but golly, this guy was a disappointment last year. And sometimes you just know that he ain't got it. He ain't that dude. Or is he?
Hey, he's not. Else? My boy can't find a hole.
Oh my gosh, man.
He cannot find a hole. Oh. And you know what bugs me so much about Zack Moss? He's like, I want to make people make business. The business decision we're gonna have to make is let your ass go.
You let your ass. Listen, we looked at the books, and you gotta go. I get it, and this is the other part. If you're
not a good fit.
I'm saying, man, because I talked about it and I said maybe because I was teetering back and forth. Is he a problem? Do we just move on from Zack Moss and just say, you know what, we got it? And everybody talks about it's a dime a dozen running back. I hate that comment, but he makes it feel that way when you look at the game. I mean, what was it? It was the Patriots, the first game against the Patriots, and we were in the red zone. We're on the 4-yard line. I don't know what it was. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
He had the Red Sea outside the tackle on the right-hand side. You're like, bro.
Fam. It kills me. I lost my ever-loving mind when I saw that. I said, everybody and their mama saw this thing, man. Like, come on, fam. And you decided to come back inside? What are you, Trent Richardson? I mean, this is the vibe he gives me. Trent Richardson vibes, but I don't want to do that to him. But goddamn, like, you're a Moss. You know what I'm saying? Santana was nice like that. Like, come on, fam. Don't do it like that. But we'll hold our hope. You know, Brandon Beane and these guys, they're not in love with their picks, but they also like to make sure their picks pan out. So they want to give them as long as possible. I mean, look at Cody Ford. We're going to talk about the O-line next week, but Cody Ford, I mean, what are we doing to him? I mean, there's so many things and people on this roster. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. But listen, man, always a pleasure having you on. This is fun. I could go on for you know how we do. I mean, we've done this before many times, and we'll definitely do it again for sure. But listen, man, appreciate the love that you coming through, and I need you to let people know where they can find you, what you have coming up, what are you working on, that people can check your stuff out. Yo, blast your stuff. Let people know what's good.
Yeah, man, you can find me on the Cover One Network at Furrow Sterling. It's draft time. Like it's go time for me. So I love talking prospects, love talking draft. Free agency is always fun, bro. It's like Christmas. It's Christmas. So the Hoof Podcast is gonna be coming back in here in the next few weeks. And we're just gonna be doing our thing, man.
Hold on a second now. I mean, I was ready to cut it down to 1 hour. And the reason I was going to cut it down was, I try to, it's off season, people are trying to do this, but they say keep going. And I could, because I've got more content for you. I don't know if your time
Let's go. I'm here.
Okay, listen.
I'm here.
Listen, we have folks that love this segment. You know about this segment, and I mean, we're going to get right to it. And it's say it with your chest. And I need you to get something off your chest about this past season, whether it was a game, whether it was a player, whether it was a coaching decision, was something that you want to talk about that you haven't been able to really express yourself. I don't know if you have that, right? Where you wanted to just get something off your chest. You're shaking your head like I got something. Do you have something on your chest that you want to get off?
Oh yeah, I got something I want to get off.
Hold that thought. As soon as this little thing happens, I want you to jump right into it. Say it with your chest now. Let's go.
We need a real RB1. Look. We just went over this, but look, hey, Rico, you know how much I love running backs, man.
I love them. You and I are the same, man. Let's go.
Hey, last year I was like, the Bills I was cool with taking the first round running back. Now, the ones that we wanted, they were gone. Round one, the two that I wanted. But Vontae Williams, you could have taken him. That boy bad. He's bad. Tell me what a good running back would have done to this offense, man. We got Devin Singletary, 6 carries, 8 carries. They don't know who the hell's going to run the ball. You got Zack Moss, can't find the damn hole. Come on, man. Like, we were trash at running back last year. And look, a lot of it's the O-line. But, dude, man, I shouldn't have to make all these big-ass holes for you to run through. Sometimes I just need you that little sliver, bro. Good running backs, RB1s, they can make it happen. We lost games because we didn't have a good running game. Josh Allen should not be your best ball carrier. It shouldn't happen that way. And I know we give Brandon Beane all the credit, which I love him as a GM, but we do have to acknowledge we kind of screwed up the running back room a little bit. We took some chances, didn't work out, and that's okay. So now let's not beat a dead horse. Let's not keep repeating itself and then throwing Zack Moss asses out there. Matt Breida, get the hell out of here. Come on, man, get a real running back there. Complete the offense.
Find the hole. Get a real running back. Quotes from our guy Sterling. Because these running backs ain't finding any hole. I mean, if you can't find a hole on the field, you better find a hole in the bedroom.
There's so many jokes.
You can't be in both places not finding the hole. We will not have that. Get ourselves an RB1. And I appreciate that. And listen, you have something to get off your chest, and I love the fact you got off your chest, and I love it because RB position is integral to any team. You look at the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl that had good running games. Good running games. You know what I'm saying? Mixon is a baller. That boy can play. You know what I'm saying? And this makes a difference. Now, I'm going to get something off my chest, and I hope you allow me to get this off my chest because I know a lot of folks love these segments. So let me play my segment, and let me get right into it. Pass rush. Get after the quarterback. I know we had 42 sacks this year, but it didn't feel that way. We allowed teams with quarterbacks that are somewhat mobile to move around, and I'm specifically talking about freaking Pat Mahomes. We did not get after the quarterback the way that we invest into this line. McDermott, stop with the rotating of your linemen. Stop it. This is coming from a passionate fan, and I'm sure there are a lot of people behind me. You see Aaron Donald taking a water break and playing 50% of the game. You know You know what I'm saying? 60% of the game. No, you put and you leave your dogs on the field. Stop with the rotating. If Russo is killing it, leave him in there. If Ed Oliver is killing it, leave him in there. The minute you take him out is when he says, I need a water break. Get me off the field. Stop with this BS. F.A. Obata, Zimmer, you know what I'm saying? And Vernon Butler. Stop it. Just stop the nonsense. Everyone, listen, you go to the Bengals. You think they paid someone $14 million? Hendrickson to sit and take time off the field and Sam Hubbard to take time off the field? No, you put your dog on the field. You don't put a muzzle on them and make them sit down and wait. The McDermott way of rotating stuff, you need to change that philosophy. I know people are roasting your ass right now because you decided to kick it through the end zone when you should have squibbed it. Well, here's another one. Stop rotating your freaking line and leave your dogs on the field. I'm done. I need to get that off my chest. It's been sitting with me.
It's like that TikTok. Will you see these dogs?
When you see these dogs going hard, let them on the field. You know what I'm saying? Bing bong, Mr. McDermott. Shit.
I agree.
The dogs on the field.
Look, man, and there's a school of thought, man, a narrative about pressure rates, which is pressure rates are good, but at some point you got to hit the damn quarterback. And I know this defense is predicated. It's made to generate pressure. It is, but you got to get guys with some foot speed, man. That can win 1v1 and get to the quarterback and make a difference. And that's why we didn't go to this. That's why we didn't go to the Super Bowl. Right there. When you got Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison, and then what are we doing with Epinesa? I was never a fan of that pick anyway. What are we doing?
Listen,
what are we doing?
Listen, that's why, you know what? I might have to bring you back on when I talk about the D-line and O-line. I'm telling you. I might have to save that segment because I was going to do it on Tuesday, but I might need your help because I'm doing O-line and D-line.
Let me know, man.
Listen, fam, because you're talking about AJ Epinesa. I'm still on the fence, but is it AJ Epinesa's fault? This is my thing. Is it his fault or is it coaching? Stop taking him off the field, man. Or are you taking him off the field because you just don't trust in him, right? You draft AJ Epinesa the year before or a couple years back, and then you come in with a double whammy with Russo and Basham. Like, come on, fam. Now, I get it. Jerry Hughes and Mario Addison, I think you were drafting for the future. You know they're probably going to leave. I hear them even talking about bringing Jerry Hughes back. Why? You know what I'm saying? You got freaking Starla Tulele. See ya. Come on, man. Yo.
I'm okay with bringing one back, either Hughes or Addison. Bring one of them back.
I'm taking Addison.
As long as you go get somebody else. You need some fresh blood. Or you need somebody who could just get to the quarterback effectively.
Hold on.
That can contain Mahomes or the best quarterbacks that can scramble, get outside the pocket, to make a difference maker. You got to
bring it back between Addison and Hughes if you had to choose one.
Addison.
Same. Why though?
I just think he brings more from at the point of attack. I think he produces well. Jerry Hughes, man, he's good at getting there, right? And this so he's good at getting there, but one sack. One sack?
2.5. You give him 2.5.
It was a 2.5.
2.5. Let me tell you something. You said that. What did you say? It's not about just getting there.
Yeah, you gotta wreak some havoc, bro. You can't just be there. You gotta finish.
Can I tell you?
You gotta finish, baby.
We're adults here. I think everybody in the chat here are adults. You can't go on a date with your lady, wine and dine her wine, dinner's great. You know what I'm saying? You went there, you took her to dinner, everything's great. You take her back home and you're like, I'm ready to go to bed. She's gonna be like, what? Finish what you started. And this is Jerry Hughes. You run around the bend, you bat out of hell, and you let the quarterback just step right up into the pocket. Like there is no, I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo on him because I ain't no pass rusher. I don't specialize in that, but I see what I see. And fam, I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm looking at, and it was discipline. This is what it comes down to. I watched the difference between what we did against Pat Mahomes and what the Bengals did against Pat Mahomes. And I'm going to tell you this, man. They were more disciplined. They came upfield and stopped because they know if Mahomes doesn't see what he likes, he's going to start doing the whole nonsense that he does. Let him run around all day and contain his ass. What do we dummies are running after him in circles and letting him just run upfield 63 freaking yards. Man, listen, man. Like my man Pierre said, you take your lady on a date, you wine and dine her, you pay for everything, you came out of pocket $300, you do what? You finish her. And that's what Jerry Hughes wasn't doing. He wasn't finishing.
Yeah. I mean, look, pressure rate. Yeah, he had one of the best pressure rates, man, for a pass rusher. But
rate. What does that mean?
Hey, look, you're effectively affecting the quarterback by getting pressure on him, affecting his throws or getting in his face or a knockdown or whatever. But you got to take her down.
Clean your plate.
Clean your plate.
Listen, man, essentially that's what was happening, right? Jerry Hughes is finishing the meal, and it's like eating a chicken wing, right? You have people that freaking clean the bone. That's how you eat a chicken wing.
Hey, you know what I do on a date, bro?
I'll
take a chick to go eat wings, man. And if she's sitting here all, you gotta go.
Get out of here, man.
Problem. She's not the process. Not process, bro.
Get out of here. The process. I'm telling you, man. You got to finish that chicken wing. Every morsel of meat on that bone, you better finish that. If you sitting here playing games, hey, man, finish your plate, ma'am.
It's all about that long game, baby.
Finish what's on your plate, man. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, I had to get that off my chest. Now, here's another segment. I mean, we're here, so we're going to talk about it. Now, this is off the cuff. I don't know how your freestyle game is. I'm not going to make you spit, but I'm going to make you, you know what I'm saying? I need you, I'm saying, there's some things we got to talk about. I'm going to name people. I'm going to name things. And you just give me the two thoughts that come to your mind. 2 words or 2 thoughts. Your choice. All right? Are you ready, sir?
Let's go.
Hold on a second. Let me set myself up. See, I was ready to call it a day, but folks were saying, keep going. So here we are. We're going to keep going. So I'm going to name some players on this roster, and you just give me the first 2 thoughts that come to your head. All right? Are you ready for that, sir?
All right, let's go.
Let's go. You give me a second. Sterling's is smiling. He's like, yo, what's going on? Here we go.
Comments,
2 words.
dog. The comments.
Listen, man, we got 2 words from my man Sterling for the girls. When I bring up this name, you tell me the first things that come to your mind, right? This Saron Neal.
Special teamer.
Is that the 2 thoughts? And give me 2 thoughts. Instead of 2 words, give me 2 thoughts.
He's one of the best gunners in the league.
Got it. Worth the money that we brought him on?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Versatile. He's versatile.
I like that a lot. All right. When I bring up you know what? When I bring up Spencer Brown, what sits with you? What are your thoughts on Spencer Brown?
I think he could be one of the top 10 right tackles in the league. I think he could develop in that. And with Aaron Kromer coming, I mean, he has every physical trait that you want in an offensive line prospect. He's probably one of the most athletic offensive lineman in the league. Like, he has it. It's all up here. And it's technique. So I think Aaron Kromer is gonna tighten that up.
I like that a lot. And speaking of Aaron Kromer, the addition of Aaron Kromer, your thoughts on that? We let go of OG Bobby freaking Johnson. What a joke. I don't know what, like,
nobody got better. Nobody got better.
I was just about to say, you're there to develop these young guys, right? Old veterans, young guys, new philosophies, it's status quo. Get out of here, man. Like,
yeah.
But listen, Aaron Kromer. We talked about Aaron Kromer. So your thoughts on Brian Dable going to the Giants and not staying with the Bills?
Oh, man. You know, that's a very polarizing. I'm happy for the dude. I'm happy for him, man.
I think we all are.
I just think he gets in his own damn way sometimes, man. He overthinks shit. He overcomplicates stuff, but he's a damn good offensive coordinator. For as much as he makes stuff happen, there's times where you go, what the hell are you doing? You overthinking this, man. You're overthinking it. Stop.
I agree. I'm with you. There are times where he got 2 words, too cute. There are times where he just got too cute with what the heck was that? You just ruined a series of plays, and now we back on the sideline and getting this defense back out. Oh, come on, fam. Let's not overdo it.
And I'll tell you why I will forever thank that man for what he did with Josh Allen. He took a damn wild horse and kind of just you still wild, but you're gonna at times, like right? You know what I'm saying? So I will always have respect for that man for what he did with Josh Allen.
Your thoughts on Ken Dorsey taking over? Are you nervous about this new offensive coordinator, are we going to have a potent offense? Is it going to be even better? Are we going to really drastically miss Brian Dable? Are we nervous about this offense this year?
I'm not. I think there's a lot of, first time calling the plays. I think that's kind of overrated, because a lot of people put, he's never called plays before. I mean, he's been around the game for a long time. He played the quarterback position. And I think Josh Allen's going to have a bigger role in this offense in terms of what you see on Sunday. Because Brian Dable, he was a thinking man's coordinator. For some reason, I just have a feeling that Ken Dorsey and Josh Allen, they're going to really gel and work well together. I think Ken Dorsey's going to let Josh kind of tell him what Josh wants to see, how Josh wants to play, and see how this offense works out.
My man Pierre the Kingpin says, we're about to find out if the fan favorite Dorsey doesn't overthink. Dable had this offense humming. So we're about to find out. Like, it's going to be different now. Will we be a more balanced offense? Because Dable didn't mince his play calling. It was, we're a pass first, run second. He didn't value the run game. But here's what I think Ken Dorsey brings to the table. Ken Dorsey was part of the Panthers run, right? They had D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart. You know what I'm saying? They had a two-headed monster running the ball that was balanced, right? So I feel that he still values the run. And I think we're going to have a more balanced offensive side of the ball. And they've always had a good running back. So does he believe in Devin Singletary as RB1, or is he saying, hey, go get Saquon for me? That's the type of person I need for this offense for it to work. Go get him. So will he have enough say? We'll see. Here's something else that I wanted to touch on. Do you think there was a rift between head coach? I was going to say head coach Brian Dable. It's so weird for me to say that now. Brian Dable and Coach McDermott. Do you think there was a rift mid-season to the end?
Absolutely, man.
Ooh, what do you think the rift was? Philosophies?
Yeah, I think it was the effectiveness of the run game. How much do you want to put Josh Allen out there? So I look at Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott is we're going to protect our players. We're not, reps, right? We're going to have plethora of guys doing a job, right? He believes in a multiple back system, right? So he wants to preserve Josh Allen to where he doesn't have to take a lot of hits.
Right.
But then you have the offense as a whole. We can't run the ball. And teams played us. I mean, how many light boxes did the Bills go against, man? Light boxes, and you still couldn't get it done from an offensive line standpoint.
Embarrassing.
And a running back standpoint. And so I think McDermott is very much regimented. He likes the way he likes to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Brian Dable was like, bro, we can't. You see the offensive line? Looks like shit. I can't do this. I got to throw the ball. You got one of the best guys in the league at quarterback. I think there's a here we go.
And I'm with you. There was a rift. There was something that was going on in that situation where I'm like, it doesn't gel. It doesn't make any sense, right? We spent all this time, you know what I'm saying? Like last year, Josh had 344 yards rushing, right? So we're like, okay, so they really want to like hone in on passing the football and really cementing themselves and let the running backs do what they do. But then we saw that was an epic fail. So like, guess what? We start running the ball this year. We can't run the ball worth a damn. They're like, you know what? All right, Josh is going to be our guy. If we're going to try to make this happen, this is the window for us to get to this championship. Do what he does. Here's something that stands out to me, though. Was Brian Dable, knowing he was going to leave regardless, putting on a show for all 31 other teams that are going to be, some teams that are looking for an opportunity for having a head coach. He's like, I know I'm not coming back. There's no way I'm doing this again. I need to show out my offensive playbook. I need to show out and make Josh Allen look like a G, which he did, which then got him a job. Do you think that he changed things up? Because, play calling last year was a little different than this year. So, in my opinion. So I wonder if it was one of those things where I'm going to showcase him so I can get the F out of here and get out of Dodge. And guess what? He got out of Dodge and got himself a Giants coach. So it kind of made me feel this way. It was something like that. Now, here's one for me. I need your thoughts on this one. Brian Flores. Talk to me on Brian Flores, him suing the league, the Dolphins letting him go, and there's a whole cluster of a mess. What are your thoughts on Brian Flores?
I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he stood up, man, because you know what? And this is one of those takes where people you lose fans over, and it's okay, because I think as African American males, we're still fighting the fight, man. And as much as we like to have these these figures in the NFL or in life, people are diabolical. And just look at this, man. Let's just say Brian Flores, the truth is always in the middle, right? Yep. So let's just say Brian Flores, let's say he's he's lying a little bit. Stephen Ross is lying a little bit. There's something in the middle, and what's in the middle is not good. It's not good. We know that they were in hot pursuit of Deshaun Watson.
Big time.
Right? We know that Tua was not Brian Flores' choice, but Tua was thrown onto him. So if you're an employer, if I'm a guy and I say, hey, I'm going to pick you to lead my franchise, then give him the keys.
Give him the keys.
Give him the keys.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm just going to say it matters more as an African-American male.
Of course it does.
Because it's hard for us to be put in these positions, right?
Yep.
And when you give somebody in a position like that, there's other coaches that we could point to that don't get questioned, like Brian Flores get questioned.
Listen,
be honest, be real.
Of course, be honest. I'll give you a prime example. It was, oddly enough, Mike Tomlin, which hires Brian Flores to his team. Only other black head coach is like, you know what? Nobody's gonna give you a chance. Let me bring you on my squad, and then we're gonna work your way up. But hear me out. Tomlin is doing a press conference, and somebody was like, "Hey, I heard your name is involved in a coaching college at such and such college." Fam, he was like, "Are you asking Andy Reid this question? Are you asking such questions? Like, why are you asking me this question when you know I'm enthralled in this team? I haven't had a losing record in forever." And he didn't say those things, but like he's saying, I don't even have to say those. Why would you even implement me with college? Yo, stop with this nonsense. And these are the type of disrespectful things that these guys will do. You know what I'm saying, to an African-American coach. Oh, you're going to take the college? What? Did you ask Andy Reid if he's going to take it? No, you're not going to. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Super Bowl winner. You know what I'm saying? So is Andy Reid. So what do we talk about here? It's just one of those tricky situations. And I hope Brian Flores bounces back and he gets himself a job somewhere. Now,
he's still a good coach, man.
He's still a damn good coach. I'm surprised that we didn't bring him on our squad, especially because we lost Coach Babbage. And then we brought his son down from safeties to the linebacker coach, but we could have used Brian Flores and help him work out, you know what I'm saying? You know who, which I'm going to bring up, Tremaine Edmonds.
Oh, man.
Your thoughts, can I say something? I'm not going to say because I want to keep it real, but it's one of those off-air conversations to have. But Tremaine Edmonds.
All right.
What's up? Are we all in on Tremaine? Is he unfairly getting scrutinized? Is he fairly getting scrutinized? Because a lot of folks, I for one, think he's unfairly being scrutinized. I think we get on his ass way too much, right? I don't know what these guys expect. He's a Pro Bowler. He's recognized in the league. He can go. I mean, he can't have an elite game all day long, but his blunders are in the most inopportune times where you're like, who was that? Oh, damn.
Man.
You feel me? So your thoughts on Tremaine Edmonds?
Linebacking play is one of the most scrutinized and most understood positions in the game. And when you look at this defense, what his responsibilities are immense. And I'm not going to say, well, because he's young. No, his responsibilities are through the roof. And he doesn't have great play up front in terms of the defensive tackle play. Not consistently and not at one tech. Because what you need is the one tech should be two gapping. He should be handling two offensive linemen. Ed Oliver should be 1v1, be able to do his thing.
100%.
But when you have that, you have offensive linemen able to get to the second level, and they're able to do more. So if that's the case, you're going to see the reaction time. Plays happen so fast,
quick.
What more do you want from him? It's okay to say, man, I would like Tremaine Edmonds to take the next step. And he's not, Darius Leonard. He's not that guy.
No.
Right? But he's still a good player. And the only reason why we say this is the value in where he was taken. He was taken, 17th overall?
Yes. Okay.
Right? It's value. It comes back to value. If he was taken in the third round, if he was taken where Matt Milano was taken in the fifth round, we wouldn't, oh my God, Tremaine Edmonds is one of the best linebackers in the league.
Facts.
But because he was a first rounder and you use assets to get him, and McDermott with Kuechly, you just expect him to be Luke Kuechly, and he's not. But he's a good linebacker.
So okay, so you make a valid point because you and that's something that stands out a lot is if he was drafted a fifth rounder, you'd be like, wow, what a great value. What a great value. However, in the same breath, if he was drafted in the third and he's playing the way while he's drafted in the first and playing the way he's playing, I think it's adequate. But if you, second, third, most people like we give him more excuses because a lot of guys that get drafted in the first round, they get more excuses. They get more time to develop, if you will, or stay in their position because of where they got drafted, right? There are a lot of quarterbacks in this game because of where they got drafted. They're still there, Blaine Gabbert, right? In the game, right? If you got drafted in the second or third, we wouldn't be making excuses. We'd be letting him go by now.
Right.
I think, right? Or would we be giving him a new contract? Because at this point, he'd be in the line for a new contract or hitting free agency. Would we let him hit free agency? So it's and these are why we draft these guys in the first round, because you have that 5th-year option to decide is he that guy, right? Does he get a long-term contract? And that's another thing too. What are you willing to pay this man? Right now, Milano's making 14?
Yeah, I think 12. I think 12 or
12. 12. Sorry, 12.
Like 12 million. Yeah.
So do you pay him the same as Milano? You got two $12 million linebackers, dude.
I mean, but they've been on record to have 2 guys in Carolina to have those kind of contracts. So yeah, I think they're going to pay him.
Okay.
I think they're going to pay him. They're going to pay him.
That's a good point.
And he's good. Tremaine Edmonds is good. He's a good linebacker. He's a really good linebacker. Can he get it better? Absolutely. The boy's still young. The boy ain't even got his man body yet. He's still a young player, man.
Boy, don't you give me that crap. He's still a baby.
He is, though.
Stop it. He's been in the game 4 years. Stop that nonsense.
Look. Right. Time on task matters, but he's still young, bro.
Time on task. Listen. At the end of the day, I'm a fan of Edmonds. I think he's unfairly scrutinized. And like you said, there's a lot of responsibility for the linebacker, making sure everybody's set up and in their positions. But part of me feels that because of his stature and how big he is, they're forcing him in a position that he's not naturally comfortable. Part of me feels that way, where some people feel like, and you hear people saying, yo, put him on the edge, man. Put him on the edge where he can go and see you shake your head. And there are some people that say, don't. Leave him in the middle.
He's not. He is okay. For everybody out there who thinks that Tremaine Edmonds is Micah Parsons, you got to stop. You got to stop doing
that. Was
drugs.
Me. Everybody's trying to roast. That was me that said.
Rico.
Listen, first of all, I love my man Pierre. Pierre cut the nice one portion that is going to get people talking. Pierre's a motherfucker like that. But the reason I said use him as Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons obviously is a beast. There's no question. You can't even question that man. That boy is just 5-star. I mean, the guy was coming at 5-star running back out of high school or something crazy like that. But anyway, Edmonds is athletic. He's an athletic freak. Forget about Parsons. Edmonds is an athletic freak. Big boy, can run. Why couldn't you here and there put him on line, here and there put him here to at least effect change, differences? That's what my point was.
He just not built like that. I mean, what Micah Parsons is able to do, like as a defensive end, I mean, it's like he's played the position. Like he's just that good.
That is true.
Tremaine Edmonds is not. He's a linebacker. He just that's just not his
He's
thing.
not that guy.
Right.
I get that. I get that part. And the reason I brought that up was like, we got to do something different. We can't even get at, because the problem was we weren't getting after the quarterback. So I'm like, do we need speed? All right, put Edmonds, move him around, man. We have Milano back there. He can hold things down. Klein's back there too. Put Edmonds somewhere where we can freaking get somewhere with him. But maybe he's just suited for linebacker. We shall see.
He's a linebacker, Rico. He's just a linebacker.
The minute you said Parsons, I'm like, oh, that's me. You talking about me? But listen, folks. I'm glad that we extended this show because we got to touch on some really good topics here. Listen, man, my guy Sterls for the girls, Sterling Furrow, coming through. Listen, man, cover one, hit him up. Tuesday nights are his shows. Listen, you know what? Double back between both of us. Jump in from the Rico Report, go right into, you know what I'm saying, the cover one shows with my man, the Hoof, and the boys over there. They do good stuff over there. And I'm looking forward to more breakdowns from you, man. I'm not a draft guy. I'm not a guy that's into a whole bunch of prospects. So like when you were talking all these names, I was writing them down. Jameson Williams, Christian Watkins, Olav. What was that? You said Olav. Olave, sorry.
Olave, yeah.
Olave, Wilson, Sky Moore, you know what I'm saying? Kyle Phillips, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like
UCLA.
I'm writing these down so I can learn a little bit more. So I want to try to get into it. So guys, if you're looking to get more information on these draft prospects, two things I want you to do. I want you to download that BF Network app. You need to download that, get in there, become the Bills GM. Secondly, I want you to go and check out my man Sterling, right? It's Furrow Sterling. You see that at his at over here. You see right there? That's what I need you guys to do. I want you to at my man when he's putting out stuff and content. Check his stuff out, and I'm gonna be checking his stuff out because I always support you from afar. You're my guy. You're my dude. So we'll see how it plays out, man. I think we got a nice slew of picks. We could be trading some. I mean, we already had 2 guys get plucked off the freaking roster. I mean, who got 2 guys got left? We traded to somewhere else. So maybe those draft picks. Maybe we got to trade some draft picks to move up here and there and get some really big pieces. What Lord knows, we need a defensive end. I don't care what anybody tells me. We need a defensive end. We need somebody that can get after it. Maybe it's Jermaine Johnson. I don't know how far up he is.
He ain't gonna make the 25, man.
You don't think he's?
He's too good.
Your
that
heart
boy good.
like,
I know. Do I like him a lot, man? He ain't gonna make the 25. You gotta trade up to get him. They gotta trade up to get him.
How far is he in the teens?
I think he doesn't make it past 15.
Damn,
he's that good, bro. He's good.
Listen, man, I saw him in the Senior Bowl. I think he was in the Senior Bowl, right? Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He was a problem. Another guy I liked was Perion Winfrey.
Perion Winfrey's good too, man.
We can get him later on. He's not bad.
I think he's gonna go second round.
You think second round?
I think Perion Winfrey's gone second round.
So what about Travis Jones?
I think he's second round as well.
Second round, damn. So okay, we got some things to do.
Yeah,
there's another name.
I think he's probably better than Jordan Davis.
So is the hype too much on Jordan Davis?
I hate Jordan Davis.
Bring him down a peg. I think this is a draft. This is a tactic. You know, people poo-pooing so we can drop a little bit so the team that wants him can get him.
I think Jordan Davis can be a good player. It's all about his approach to the game. You know, can you his eating habits and his weight and his motivation. I think he's a 2-down guy. You need somebody that can do more than just play 2 downs. He's a great run stopper, but he really doesn't show much in terms of rushing the passer. That's and you need that.
But listen, we can. Why can't we double dip? See, I can't. They ruined the double dipping for me. Last year they double dipped. We can't double dip again on the line and go like a Davis. I mean, let's just say somehow Jermaine Johnson falls to 25, and then all of a sudden we go Jordan Davis in the second. We can't do that.
The Bills met with Jordan Davis.
I heard.
Right? So if you put Jordan Davis, let's say the Bills, they say, you know what? We're going to take him at 25.
Right.
You put him next to Ed Oliver, you unlock Ed Oliver's potential.
And not only Ed Oliver, you unlock freaking Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, it would help.
It's a double whammy.
It would help. It would help. But you could get that and more, I think, taking your guy from Connecticut.
Well, who? Give me the name.
You just said it.
Which one? Travis Jones?
Yes.
Listen,
I think you can, Devontae Wyatt. I think
that was another guy I was going to talk about. Devontae Wyatt.
You can get all that. You can get a pass rush presence and a guy that can disrupt the middle from and hold it down in terms of the run game.
Listen,
so
you're blowing my mind with all this draft talk because I wasn't trying to get into draft talk until it's time to talk about draft. But it is somewhat the time because the combine is happening. So it's good for me to do my homework on these guys. Listen, man, I'm telling you guys I just gave you a snippet of my man Sterling talking about draft prospects, and he knows about these guys. I don't watch. I mean, they play college football out here, but they don't play it like that in the States. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it's college football heaven over there. Y'all are watching everything. I don't know how you know all these players. It's impressive. But I'm telling you right now, man, we there's a lot of things for me to do. Oh shit, we got Federico is fraud swabbing from PEI. What up, fam? We only 4 hours away from each other. I'm in Nova Scotia, baby. So Sterling, listen, appreciate you, man. The work that you put in, man, it doesn't go unnoticed. It's love, man. And I love the knowledge you bring, man. And you make it easy for me to understand what's going on. You feel me? So D-line, we're looking at it. O-line, I like that. Just Trevor Penning?
Yeah, he's mean, dog. That dude.
I'm a fan.
He's nice. He's
first
nice
rounder?
with it. Yeah, he's a first rounder.
Jeez.
Check out Cole Strange though. Cole Strange, UT Chattanooga.
Cole Strange. All right,
you're gonna like him. You'll like him.
Okay, because I listen. We love we need a nasty. We don't have a nasty on the line. You know what I'm saying? Deion Dawkins is not a nasty. Spencer Brown is a nasty. Yeah. So we can add a couple more nasty cats to the squad. I don't know. I mean, what are we doing with Darrell Williams? Are we bringing Darrell Williams back?
Right now, yeah. It depends on what they're gonna do with Ryan Bates. I think that has a lot to do with you're going to put him at left.
I mean, you leave Ryan Bates at left, don't you?
You leave Ryan Bates at left, but it depends on what our access to premier players, right? Like, because you could get rid of his contract, and then you can get one of those top guys, right?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Because we saved $6.3 million with releasing Darrell Williams.
Yeah.
So but then at $6.3 million, it's a bargain for a guy like Darrell Williams at the same time. So do you just keep him? There's so many things, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. Listen, folks, get on that BF network. It allows you to make these very decisions. Your cap numbers are there. Everything is there. Go ahead and grab that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our time, man. Yo, listen, do you have a request? Do you have a hip hop request? Do you have someone that you like to listen to? Are you a hip hop guy? What's up? Talk to me. What do you got?
Listen, man. I've been on that Young Dolph lately, dude. That Young Dolph, the late Young Dolph, man. That he's a Memphis guy, Tennessee. That's where I'm from.
Love it.
Hey, Dolph is my guy, man.
What do you like with Young Dolph? What you like about it? You have a song? You have a track?
Bro, narrowing to one Young Dolph song.
It don't matter. We're gonna bust it. Listen. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's us. Sterling's like, yo, it don't matter. Let the beat drop.
Go get some money or go spend some money. Hey.
Airport had too many binges
on me.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. We appreciate you tuning in. We got this. Tory Lanez is the GOAT. You already know Michelle Holman. We got this, boy. Listen, folks, enjoy the show. Replay it. Get that BF Network app. Is hot, is popping right now, is downloading like crazy right now. Ladies and gentlemen, go follow my man. Sterls for the girls. Furrow Sterling. Hit him up. Give his show a shout on Tuesday nights. Is it Tuesdays and Thursdays or just Tuesdays for now?
Tuesdays for now, man.
Tuesdays for now, man. And listen, man, when we talk that defensive line, I think I might have to bring you back. I might have to save it for another Friday.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our time. I appreciate you. I'm going to let this ring out. Sterling, don't go away. We're going to talk a little bit in the back. And ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great night. You guys already know what I say all the time, man. Be good to one another. It doesn't take much. You know what I'm saying? Be great. Be nice. Have yourself a great, safe weekend. All these COVID protocols are coming down. Life is going back to normal. We get to go to restaurants and be with family and all that stuff. Let's do it. Young Dolph in the building. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. And we'll talk at another time. And I'm gone. Let's go.
100 shots. How the fuck you miss a whole 100 shots? You not welcome at my trap if you don't shop. Get out, bro. Before you come through that back door, you better knock. Get the dope. They been waiting.